Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Paranormal News. Today's article comes from the Rocky Mountain Sasquatch Organization, and the headline is Human Monster. Southern Idaho. Bigfoot attacks skaters. It was published December 24th, 2021. Human Monster in Southern Idaho. Deseret News, 1902 newspaper archive report. Salt Lake, Utah, January 27th. The Deseret News tonight prints the following special correspondence from Pocatello. A letter from Chesterfield, Idaho, January 14th, contains a startling rumor of having been visited by an 8-foot-tall, hair-covered human monster, while a party of young people were skating on Pontoonoof River in the field of John Gooch. The creature showed fight and flourished a large stick, and giving vent to a series of yells, attacked the skaters. But in being slow of movement, they regained their wagons and got away in safety. The beast was at least 8 feet high, covered with long reddish-brown hair. The face was hidden by immense bushy whiskers, and no part of naked skin was to be seen, except a small spot above the eyes. Measurements the following morning showed the tracks to measure 22 inches long by 7 broad, with imprint of only 4 toes. The stockman reported having seen similar tracks along the range west of the river. When last seen, the monster was trekking westward. The people, feeling unsafe while beast is at large, have sent 20 men on its trail to effect its capture. And that is the end of this article. And there is a photograph here of the actual newspaper article that I'm going to be putting on the screen for you so you can see it for yourself. So this is an interesting one. It's an old one. It's from 1902. So it's not a recent sighting, but it's interesting because it shows that there were sightings of Bigfoot way back in 1902, and there was aggressive behavior from Bigfoot way back in 1902. There's a lot of people that say that the aggressive behavior by Bigfoot that we're seeing in a lot of witness accounts now is a new phenomenon, something that has just started happening. Well, this proves that as far back as 1902, there were reports of aggressive Bigfoot. Now, I don't think that Bigfoot is probably aggressive as a rule. I don't think that every Bigfoot is aggressive. I think it's kind of a matter of how you see them. Do you startle them? Any animal, if you walk up on it and you surprise it, is going to be aggressive. They're either going to run or they're going to fight, or they're going to show dominance so that you are afraid of it. That's what bears and all kinds of top-level predators do. They show how big and strong they are. They try to scare you away because you startle them. And they will attack if you don't take the hint and get the hell out of Dodge. Now, I think that has a lot to do with the aggressiveness of some of these Sasquatch. I think also, if you look at human beings, we're kind of the same way. If you're out camping in the woods and some strange person walks up on you and scares the hell out of you, like startles you, you're going to jump up right away and be like, hey, what do you want? Who the hell are you? Get out of here. You know, you're going to be aggressive towards that person. If you're somebody that can fight and handle yourself. If you're not, you're probably going to run or be meek. But if you're somebody that can fight and defend yourself, you're probably going to be fairly aggressive and try to show your dominance and make that attacker feel afraid of you, or at least a little wary, so that they don't just attack you and have their way with you. So I think that in a lot of ways, Bigfoot, who I believe to be Gigantopithecus, is showing the same kind of behavioral traits that we would show in a similar situation. I think the problem is nowadays you have way too many people that are actively out in Bigfoot's territory looking for it. And so you have a lot of reports coming in of aggressive behaviors, probably because the Sasquatch are pissed that we are in their area bugging them all the time. I mean, you got people out there constantly yelling and doing tree knocks and all this kind of stuff, trying to call them in, baiting places with apples and stuff like that, trying to get photographs of them and just harassing them, basically. So I think some of that aggressive behavior could be because they're just tired of being bothered. And I think that this case in 1902 might have just been that these people startled them. But also, you probably have some Sasquatch who are just aggressive, just like you have some people who are just aggressive. But I don't think we can paint all Sasquatch, all Bigfoot, with the same brush, if that makes sense. Because I think that there's different kinds, just like there's different kinds of people. I mean, we know that to be true because you have different variations of the Sasquatch just here in America. The Bigfoot of the Pacific Northwest is different than the skunk ape of the Florida Everglades. And both of them are different from the Bigfoot that is seen in Texas, who is more aggressive. So I think that there's different types, even just here in America, but in different countries, they have different versions. You have the Yeti, you have the Yowie, you have a Russian version. You have all kinds of different versions of Bigfoot in different countries that all have similar behaviors, but there are differences. And there's differences in size and in coloration and all kinds of stuff. And that makes sense to me because that's the same way it is with people. And I think that lends more credibility to the idea that Bigfoot is a living, breathing, biological creature. It is not some mystical, supernatural creature. It's not some monster. It's not like some interdimensional being like I've heard some people say. I think it's a flesh and blood creature. And that is exhibited by the fact that it has adapted to different environments physically and in behavioral traits. That makes complete and total sense to me. So basically, the point of this video was just to show that the theory that Bigfoot are becoming more aggressive now and that you did not have reports of aggressive Bigfoot in the past is not true. That we do have reports of aggressive Bigfoot in the past, but once again, I want to state that that does not mean that every Bigfoot is aggressive, and I do not believe that Bigfoot are aggressive as a rule. I think that it's a case-by-case thing. So that's my opinion on it. Let me know down in the comments section what you guys think. As always, it is up to you to make up your own minds, and I will catch you on the next one. Until I speak to you again, love many, trust few, and do harm to none. God loves you, and so do I. Bye-bye.